Okay, that's
Okay, now it is. Now it is. All right. Okay.
Am I getting it?
Probably. Anyway. The game in question.
Is it recording?
Yes, it is.
Is.
I never seen it. I didn't even know there was a Muppets Party Cruise.
Would you believe Proton John was the one who introduced me into this?
No, because I don't know what Proton John likes.
He streams on Twitch and he basically plays anything that the fortune cookie shows, and he has like thousands of games, most shovelware. It's how do I describe this? It's like if Sonic Shuffle and what was it? That
Mary Kay and Ashley 316.
it's like if every party game imaginable was given to the Muppets and said, we could do all of these worse.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that sounds like an actual mess.
Yeah, I hope you can do this for like a
Like a Down Air Marathon?
either that or like a episode on
Episode
SGV,
SGV.
like
Yeah.
SmackDown Saturdays, Sunday, whatever.
Yeah. God.
Oh, I have like a smaller clip like in the video. Listen to the credits. It's a song.
Oh.
Like, don't look it up ahead of time and don't tell anyone to look it up ahead of time. I don't know how to remember.
No, okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll probably forget because I answered the door.
Thankfully, it's like $10, so I'm definitely getting my own copy after this. Yeah, and I got some games to sign, so should I save that until after? Yeah, thought so. All right, thank you very much. All right, and since it's a much quieter area this time, and the other time it happened, it was kind of noisy, and I can barely hear anything. Like, did you like a little shout out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what was. I guess just a simple. This is Some Call Me Johnny, and you're watching Green Thunder Productions.
Green Thunder Productions.
Okay, it's still going.
It's still going? Okay, I see.
Whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Some Call Me Johnny of Some Call Me Johnny of YouTube, and you're watching Green Thunder Productions. Whatever the hell that means.
All right, I'll see you at the panel a little later. All right, thank you. Hello, this is Blah6, and I am here with Blue Topaz James, or Blue Topaz as of right now, and we are here to recap my accounts of the TooManyGames 2019 convention. Now, you know a little bit about my trip to the convention, but you don't know everything.
No, I don't.
I will be saving my big haul part of the video for the very end of it, so we won't really go into too much detail in terms of that, but I'll try to remember some things along the way. So let's start off with going to the convention itself, and the first day of it, I went to the movies a little before, well, actually a lot before the convention, and it was, I'm trying to remember what day it was specifically. It was, let's see, it was Friday morning. I left home quite a bit too early for it because I thought I would take a lot longer to get to Pennsylvania than I actually did. And I saw Toy Story 4 on Friday morning, right before the convention started up. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, I saw Toy Story 4 before the convention started up.
And Toy Story 4 was fantastic.
To quote what I said in CellSpec's review, it's the cherry on top of a series sundae. Not necessary to eat, but it makes the experience all the more complete.
Yeah.
More paraphrasing than actually downright quoting, but still. And unfortunately, because of my Google Chrome, as well as me downloading many, many, many Steam games from the Steam Summer Sale round 1 in my case. Round 2 will be in a few days after I get my next paycheck. Um, yeah, there's a lot of games that I bought. I think about 14 games, all of which vary in size and scope. But I hope to enjoy them all. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let me see. What else? Okay, so uh, after I saw Toy Story 4 in that weird little theater, I don't even know. Well, it was another AMC, and it was very beneficial with all the let's say discounts I got on everything. I had to buy my ticket in advance though because it was basically opening weekend for Toy Story 4. So yeah, we'll discuss why it was difficult for Toy Story 4 momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
But for
Did
right,
take a while.
yeah. So anyway, I got the complimentary. Well, not complimentary, just the specialty popcorn tin that was sold during that time, and I believe is still being sold during this time. Anyway, so after that, I was luckily able to go to my hotel room. Well, go to the hotel that I was staying at, which was less than 5 minutes away from the convention center itself, which was very, very good. Thank you to my dad who bought those tickets. Well, so my dad who got the reservations and paid for them himself. Thank you very much to him. And so I was able to put away all the stuff that I really didn't need during the convention day, including my luggage and some other things. I still brought with me a red tote bag because I knew for a fact I was going to get things. I also brought my 3DS, which was also a very good idea considering Too Many Games is a convention with a lot of gamers and a lot of people bringing their 3DSs around for street passing.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's always a big thing.
I believe by the end of it, with without me going through and doing 10 of them beforehand, I believe I had I done everything correctly, a total of 42 people that I street passed with during the entire convention.
Wow.
Which, considering the like incredible amount of people that was there on all 3 days, it surprises me I didn't get like 50 every single day. But then again, it's also possible that some of them were replaced by newer versions of themselves, which is highly likely. Anyway, now on to getting to the convention itself. I was there. I wore my Luigi hat and my Steven Universe Stevani shirt, which will be depicted in the photo, which will be depicted in the screenshots that you are seeing currently, because this is going to be posted on YouTube. And yeah, so let's see. Uh, I let's see. I've like day one's probably the fuzziest for me, so forgive me if I am trying to remember things. Let's see. I believe the first thing that I did when I got into the convention center, besides getting my mini boss 3-day badge and the shirt that came with it, was, if I'm not mistaken, going around the vendor halls and shooting footage that you are seeing currently. I apologize if it is shaky and such. Getting a tripod and a better camera is something that I will be working towards once the 2 conventions this year are done. That way I can get much better footage and so on. So I apologize for that. Let me see. What else? What's next? I believe I ran into a Futaba cosplayer who I got pictures with, as you are seeing currently. Um, I'm trying to remember what was the exact order. I got some pixel art provided by. Let me see if I still have their. Uh, Let me see if I can find their stinking thing. I'm trying to remember what was the company that. Well, not company. More accurately, what was the name of the. Let me see if I can find it. Uh-huh. Wait, no, that's not it. Well, okay. When I if I let me see if I can. Shoot. I'm trying to remember. Oh, here we go. Wait, no, that's not it. I think this is it. Geek Mythology Crafts. I'm not entirely sure that was the ones. I'm looking at these cards that I got from the convention, and it's possible that it was either Geek Mythology Crafts or Cornelius Pixel Crafts that I got that I got basically all of the pixel art from the convention. I got at least over 10 pieces. Some of them smaller than or bigger than others. Um, as for specifically what I got, some Pokemon characters, some Danganronpa characters, Banjo Kazooie, um, a Rainbow Dash, I believe, and I think that's about it. I do regret not getting some other things like pixel art that actually stands up, like an Amy. I believe there was also a Misty, and I think there was another Dash as well. That kind of makes me sad, and maybe next time or during AVGC or Gifts for Gamers I can get them. Because I'm definitely going to that, and you and I are definitely going to be going to that as well if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's literally like $5 entry, and the only reason to pay more is just to donate more, but we don't need to do that.
Hmm.
Just attending is enough. I don't know. Maybe we can work something out once the time gets closer, because that's going to be all the way in December.
Ooh. But
Yeah, I'm sure we can. Anyway, back to what happened. Like Jesus, 2 weeks ago. For God's sake, what the hell's wrong with me? Um. Okay, so between all of that, I also ran across Chari 5, also known as one of the prolific people in the Everything Wrong With community, specifically doing one of his most famous videos is Everything Wrong With Shadow the Hedgehog, which was about 20 minutes, I think. He's basically done ones on most of the 3D Sonic games, basically the entire Kingdom Hearts series, which I complimented on. Um, he's actually also pitching his own series, like or three other people that I know and follow, and it does seem interesting enough. It might not get anywhere, but I do appreciate the effort. Like all these people are seeing all the mistakes of mainstream media, and they're just like, "Hey, we can probably do better."
yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Okay. I believe it was at this time where after I grabbed a bite to eat, possibly, I think it was me just getting a pretzel and a bottle of water. By the way, for Too Many Games specifically, bottled water is allowed inside, so you can just bring as many as possible and provide as many as possible to people. Or to your just or moreover to your friends, because I think bringing like a small amount of them would be better than bringing a lot of them. But
Yeah.
I do, but I'll bring that full circle a little bit later. Anyway, it was around that time where I went over back towards the front entrance where I actually ran across some Call Me Johnny, who I ran across, I believe, twice or three times during the convention, which was surprising considering I only ran across him once during AVGC. Well, mostly because he was probably there for only one day of AVGC, which makes sense. He was doing one small, quick panel, and then that was it. Um, but this time, I ran across him a lot sooner, and I donated to him, uh, seen in the footage either right before this or right after this, Muppets Party Cruise for the Nintendo GameCube,
Uh,
which you can thank Proton John for making me aware of this glorious, glorious piece of shit. It's basically what would happen if Sonic Shuffle was based on the Muppets, but even worse somehow.
oh boy.
Oh, yes. Yes, anyway. And I specifically requested that he listen to the credits of the game because they're something special. Whether or not that's going to be a SmackDown Sunday or just like a Donators Marathon thing, I'm not entirely sure. Hope to God that Hope to God that I can maybe relay that it was me. But here's a tip for games that you donate to people, especially him. Right, like put in like a little fucking flashcard or something written inside of the dang box with all the information that you wanted to relay to them. Because not doing that is kind of stupid, and I know that now, and I am very, very foolish.
Hmm.
Anyway, um, where was I? So and he did another one of those shout outs to my channel, and I hope to God that it was actually audible this time because there was not that many people, there was barely any people around. It was in a hallway, so that way the sound got more amplified, I guess. So hopefully I can look back on that and it'll actually look good this time, hopefully. Anyway, after that, there was the Brain Scratch panel, which wasn't exactly Brain Scratch so much as Johnny and Ryan, as well as the SGB crew, which Lewis and Ted were basically out of commission because I believe Ted had family matters and Lewis wasn't able to show up. So yeah, it was kind of a little underwhelming considering that I really wanted to meet them all, but it was okay.
Alright.
I didn't get any questions answered, mostly because A, I was trying to hold a fucking camcorder the entire time to record as much as I could possibly record of it, which I regret not getting a tripod for the second time. Why I did not just invest in a tripod before, I have no idea. Anyway, I might just try to find a camera expert and get someone who knows how to put tripods on cameras or something. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so during the panel, there were some interesting little tidbits, and it was a celebration of 10 years of Brain Scratch without half of Brain Scratch even there, which was kind of depressing. SGB is actually celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. It was founded in 2009, so yeah, which was pretty interesting as well. And then after that, people did signings where I was able to get my copies of, I think it was my original copy of Mario Sunshine, the one that I won during Mario Mania, was signed last time. The Legend of Zelda, wait, no, not those. Um, Actually, I think I got The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, Bayonetta 2, and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, all signed by him. And then I got selfies with him, Matt, and Elliot. Ryan, Nairman214, basically just bolted out of the fucking room before anyone could ask for his autograph, which was kind of sad because I would have liked his autograph at least on, I don't know, Wind Waker or something. Anyway, so after that, things were kind of mellow for a little while, and I was just waiting around. Let me see. I'm trying to just remember what happened on Friday. Um, oh yeah, oh yeah. During that entire time, I was actually meeting up with somebody who I met through the TooManyGames Discord server, and we were gonna meet up together during uh, later on that day, and so we did, and it was pretty neat. We went to Wendy's, and I showed him all my cool shit that I got during day one, and it was pretty awesome. He lives more or less like 20 minutes away from the area, so he was able to attend most of the days. So we met up like one or two more times after that. So after Wendy's, I went back to the hotel room because I was tired and full of food, and well, yeah. So let's see. After that, I went to sleep. Uh, Woke up, did a morning vlog thingy. I don't do that many self vlogs, especially without a camcorder to really, well, especially without a tripod to hold it up. Anyway, day two, Saturday, the 22nd. I went to breakfast and I actually came and actually ran into Uncle Greg Silver Greg Gaming, whatever his name is, Johnny's uncle who introduced him to a shitload of games that is in a lot of the recent Let's Plays on SGB, as well as Matt, who were having breakfast. We made some small talk, but not really a full-blown discussion, which is okay. Just talking to them, getting a response here and there is satisfactory. Maybe I could like talk to them in more detail some other time. Anyway, so after that, I basically like hung out in my hotel room for a little while longer, and I went down there a little bit earlier than last time, but not early enough to not be in line. There was about 20 people ahead of me, and let's see, on oh yeah, and before I forget, I believe I also ran into Arlo, the Grover Muppet looking thing that doesn't have a nose, that did the video "The Problem with Paper Mario." He's so the guy in real life is actually pretty cool, and the puppet's pretty awesome. Looks just straight out of the Muppets. Well, more accurately, Sesame Street, but either way. Um, I'll talk more about him a little later. What else? So after we got in, I bought more pixel art, got more way too expensive convention food. Uh, Let me see. Oh yeah. And then at 2, I did the Runaway Guys, Throne Controllers. I was legit the first one called up. I am not kidding. I was legit the very first person called up. And I botched it on a question of screenshot. It was fucking Secret to Monkey Island for the early computers. I felt so terrible about it. Like, it was fucking Secret of Monkey Island, and I did not know a single thing about that game, and I was pissed off, but I got my complimentary maximum tomato pin, and I sat down sad and somber. Like, had I just at least won one round, I would have gotten another thing. Sheesh. Next time, I will do better. I will do way better next time. But the good news is I at least got called up this time, which was nice. Anyway, and that's about it. The prize was a Pikachu EV, Nintendo Switch, and but now that that's out of the way, we can get into the more interesting stuff because Topaz, now it's time for you and I to relay what happened after that.
Okay.
We have Saturday night now after Runaway Guys, and after I was texting you frantically like, "I'm out, I'm going, I'm on my way." Yeah,
Is it? Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
you
how about
think?
we get your perspective on this for first, and then I'll interject.
Yeah, we could kind of started when we messaging each other through Discord after your events on Saturday, and there was like a few delays because Philadelphia is known having shitty traffic.
Yeah. Let's just say it took me a little too long for me to get there, and I was delayed constantly. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the delays was like a police thing off to the side. The other thing was that the road wasn't finished and there were a lot of barricades around, so there's that.
Uh,
And the other thing was that Philadelphia is fucking cramped.
oh, yeah, it's pretty much cramped.
Yeah, but the good news is we didn't have to. I didn't have to wait around much that long. He was just on his phone and he didn't look up. I literally had to text him, look up, and and only then did he notice I was there. I was gonna honk. I was tempted to honk, but I didn't want to be rude or anger anybody who was in those houses.
Don't worry. They always had that like the music popping like late at night. So a hunk would be helpful
Yeah,
and helpful. I just forgot what your car was like.
yeah. So after picked him up, we went off to an AMC that was, I think, about 20 minutes away, and I was about 20 minutes away from there, and sadly, we missed out on the recent screening, but we were able to catch the one afterwards, not my uh, thanks to not my employee a whole thing where we can watch a movie for free so long as there's not many people there, but because I was willing to sacrifice my what are they, the tickets, the the readmit pass that I got a while ago, as well as the black ticket I got from my dad's girlfriend.
Hmm.
So yeah, we were able to see Toy Story 4 together. I kind of left the theater periodically, mostly because I wanted to refill on my popcorn and well, not my popcorn, my water. And not only that, I also went outside, went back to the car and my car, and decided to do a little bit of research on Longhorn, the restaurant we were going to go to afterwards. And I was basically like, wait a minute, isn't there one that's a lot closer? And sure enough, there was, which was less than 10 minutes away from where we were.
Wow.
Instead of the 20 minutes that I initially thought was the only option we had. So yeah, we went to a one that took about half the time. Um, and then after that, the only notable thing is that I was able to see the post-credit scenes. Well, not really. Well, mid-credit stuff, and the post-credit scene was basically a variation of the Pixar logo with Duke Kaboom, and it ended off
Yeah, that was
and
funny.
it actually finished off a gag that, and I was really happy about that. It actually made me like the movie more. Anyway, um, as Topaz said, it was a good movie. and I already explained all that stuff earlier. So I didn't mind like periodically leaving for no parent for barely any reason because I wanted to make sure that we had the navigations ready and all that stuff. So after that, we went over to Longhorn Steakhouse. One of two times I did so during my trip, and he ordered a steak that was rare,
That was well done.
a little too well done if you ask me.
Hmm.
Medium rare would have been my preference, but
Well, it was like a pretty big steak. Steak soon had to share for a bit.
And yeah, and after that, after before that, I foolishly thought that bringing all my swag in from the con and showcasing it was a good idea. It was a terrible idea, and I decided to undo the basically save all the con showing off for before I had to drop him off back at his home. I got chicken and fries, and after I dropped him off and went back to the hotel, a couple hours later, I fucking threw up in my hotel room.
Ugh.
And
Gee.
I think the well done steak that I had was most likely the cause. I'm sorry to say that, but
Oh, sorry that happened to you.
it probably wasn't just that. It was probably also the fact that I ate more popcorn, most likely expired Oreo cookies, and the popcorn and the chicken and the steak, all that shit I ate that night, and I threw up in the sink, which was a really bad idea because throwing up in the sink basically means that I was unable to brush my teeth until the next morning. I contacted the front desk about this, and they said they could get someone on it after by the time I checked out. And so I did that after I ate my breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts, mind you, because if there's one thing that I had to complain about during my entire visit was there was no bacon.
That's the worst crime.
Like the last three hotels I've been at in the past like 2 or 3 years, there was no bacon. Not in Florida, not in Florida, not in Oaks, Pennsylvania, nowhere. And that pisses me off because bacon should be like standard breakfast fare.
That is nuts.
I know, I know. So basically, because there was no bacon again, I just went to Dunkin' Donuts, got myself a good old fashioned. I think it was double chocolate. And I was listening to fucking Scooby Doo and the Cyber Chase reviews. I think. Anyway, so after that, and after I ran across Uncle Greg again, I went to the convention center even earlier than last time, and I was basically the first person in line, then the second, and then back to being the first again. And I completely ignored the game room that day. There was a big game room that was right next to the entrance, like adjacent to it. I
Mm.
was at the game room a lot the first day, not much the second day, and basically not at all the third day.
Mm.
So
Did you
yeah,
try VR?
VR? I don't think they had
Yeah.
VR. If
Oh.
they had VR, then I didn't see it, and I didn't really care. Actually, I think
Mm.
they did have VR. I just didn't really notice, and I didn't really care. One game they did have that was pretty interesting was Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures Deluxe 1+2, which was both games uh, in the same package, but with slightly better graphics, and that's basically it. Anyway, um, oh, let me get back my pictures. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so I ran it. I don't remember if it was day 2 or day 3. I ran across an Isabel cosplayer Day 2 in the morning, I met a Phoenix Wright cosplayer. I got pictures with both of them. I ran across another Isabel cosplayer along with a along with the Scottish female trainer from Sword and Shield. I ran across a Chiaki Nanami from Danganronpa 2 cosplayer and Naoto Shirogane from Persona 4 and Aqua
Hmm.
from Kingdom Hearts. Aqua from Kingdom Hearts. Aqua from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Sorry, just want to make sure. And then after that, oh yeah, I also changed my shirts. Day 1 was Steven Universe. Day 2 was an MLP shirt, and day 3 was Scott Pilgrim. That Scott Pilgrim
Oh
shirt really
yeah.
needs a lot more attention. Anyway, let's see. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, day 3 was the shortest one of them all, being 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. It was merely 6 hours. Um, the Some Call Me okay. The Some Call Me Johnny panel. It was right next to wrestling gaming or whatever the fuck it was called. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Anyway, gaming wrestling, which was one of the events. The main hall was probably one of my biggest complaints because we could barely hear the video that was going on because the wrestling was basically all in our faces. Anyway,
That's a stupid. It should be like super loud since there's a lot of people in the main
yeah,
hall.
very, 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 very loud, like extremely loud. Anyway, so Johnny basically premiered a versus video for starting a brand new marathon that won't be seen by everyone for a few months. It was Kirby's Dream Land, the beginning of the Kirby Marathon. I am not even kidding. And I knew that beforehand because at AVGC last year, I asked him what was coming up on the docket. He said a Pokemon marathon, going back to Pokemon, doing a Kirby marathon, Resident Evil, and I believe a few more individual reviews in between them all.
Uh,
Yeah, so I'm guessing Resident Evil is going to be in the fall, like after Kirby. Anyway, so it was pretty awesome to finally have it be the case. We couldn't hear the beginning of the video, well, the like first 1 or 2 minutes of it because of the crowd, because of the wrestling and all that stuff. So that's one thing that Too Many Games is probably going to need to fix. Anyway, after that, I was basically done. Yeah, after that, I didn't really have much of anything else to do. So after I got oh yeah. During that last day before the Johnny panel, I actually commissioned a piece of art from Terrence Leonard, freelance cartoonist and illustrator. Said picture will be posted in the swag portion of this video, and I am very proud of the work that was done on it, and I look forward to working with them in the future.
Neat.
Anyway, yeah. Let's see. After the Johnny panel, I was on my way out meeting with the friend from the Discord server when I ran into Nintendo Capri Sun, aka Tim from the Runaway Guys, who I did not run across the day before because the meetup was horrible.
Hmm.
And
Like it was like so many
more
people.
accurately, yeah, there was so many people that wanted to meet them that there was basically no way for me or anyone that was too late to actually meet up with them, get anything signed, take pictures or whatever. So I was able to get a picture with Tim. I asked him where Emil was so I could get my shit signed, and well, my other stuff signed. And he said he didn't know where. So I was like, maybe next time. And so I met with my friend one last time, and I left. Right after I got some more food. Well, more accurately, after I went to Longhorn again. Thankfully, didn't throw up the night after this one.
Yeah.
And I made it there at around 6 p.m., which I'm very surprised at because it probably would have taken me a lot longer. I had to stop at a rest stop to get my bearings because I was starting to nod off on the highway.
Uh,
And so that was it. That's my trip.
Come.
I believe that's a. Oh yeah, and I fucking ran across Scooby Doo. I shit
Mm.
you like look at this. Scooby fucking Doo. I didn't even ask him if Scrappy was gonna come back. I just was like, "Oh my god, it's fucking Scooby Doo!"
Wow, acting like a tourist.
It's fucking Scooby Doo. Anyway, all right. And then anyway, after meeting Scooby and after all that stuff, I came home. I put all my stuff in my room, and that's about it. At the time of this recording, I'm currently waiting for the big commissioned art piece to arrive. It's said that it's going to probably come tomorrow at the earliest, so hopefully I can get it. Anyway, and so that was my experience at Too Many Games 2019, and it was pretty fun. I do wish that I had went with somebody the entire time.
Like me, but I have other things to do, so
Yeah, I know. I was
sorry.
more implying someone like a significant other, a girlfriend, perhaps.
Ooh.
I don't know, like. Anyway, so it was pretty fun. It was 3 days. I kind of wish that I had. There are a few things that I wish I had done differently, as well as things that I hope that Too Many Games will improve for next year. Probably bringing back Runaway Guys, but this time making the meetup more concrete. Anyway,
Hmm.
I think that's about it, really.
All right.
I don't really have any massive regrets aside from not aiming for the toilet when I threw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, if I aimed for the toilet, I would be able to have it clean. I would be able to have cleaned it up myself, and then would have been able to flush it all and brush my teeth properly. Kids and adults who don't do this, please do brush your teeth twice every day or once after every meal.
Yeah.
My
It
teeth
will
are.
be work well for you.
Yeah. Hmm?
Hmm?
Oh, anyway, I think that's about it. The last part of this video should be me filming my swag when I get the commissioned art piece in the mail. It'll probably be maybe earliest tomorrow night because it was said that at the earliest I should be getting the commissioned art piece by tomorrow night. Anyway, oh yeah, one last thing. I also got other pieces of art from that one guy. This one involving the recent reveal of Banjo in Smash, one involving Spider-Gwen, one involving I'm trying to remember what it. Another one involving Bowsette, replacing Bowser for Bowser's Inside Story. Um, and then I'm trying to remember what was the last one that I got. I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh, it was Tifa. Oh yeah, speaking of Tifa, I actually also got some cute little waifu pillows that are like a couple inches long of Tifa, Breath of the Wild Zelda from the first Breath of the Wild, and Futaba from Persona 5. Anyway, that I think that's about it, and I think I've rambled on long enough. So anyway, So now we're gonna cut over to me bringing in the swag stuff. So now we're gonna cut in for me bringing on the swag onto my bed for a showcase, and then that'll be it. So bye bye. Hello, this is Blasix, the final part of my Too Many Games 2019 video taking place on Independence Day or 4th of July. Yeah. Certainly took me a while, but I was waiting for one specific thing in particular to get here before I decided to do this video. And I have myself to blame for at the very least not getting the discussion part as well recorded before then. And I apologize if the video quality is gaudy and just terrible in general. Currently having family over, so let's make this quick. Let's see. Let's start with the general guidebook that I got for entering the entire thing. Got some got the events, got table of contents, got an advertisement for gifts for gamers, which I also hope to attend. We got an ABGC Classic Edition pass for September 8th and 9th, Parsippany, New Jersey, which is really close by, so I actually might attend that too. My mini boss pass for the 2019 TMG. Animal Crossing was the theme this year, as is with this Animal Crossing Too Many Games poster with most of the guests included. That's my receipt for the hotel room. And now we have pins, along with a. I honestly don't know where I got this one here. We have a general Too Many Games pin that I decided to get because I never had a Too Many Games pin before. And I also decided to get the Too Many Games pin for 2019. Both of these pins were relatively cheap for what they were offering. And now we move on to stuff that I've actually won. Yes, those are two Throne Controllers cards. It was an accident by the person who was handing them out that I got two. But I actually was able to participate, and I got this sweet little Maximum Tomato pin because of it. It was pretty cool. Got these two little cards advertising gifts for gamers again. On the other side, though, is a game swap that's happening in late September, which sadly I will not be able to attend. Mostly because I don't have games worth swapping or anything like that. Now we move on to back over here. We have the Too Many Games poster for June of 2017 with the same, it being guests and the theme being Sonic that year. And the last two posters we got, I can get this unfolded, is a poster, mini poster thing for Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube. I was able to get this along with another poster, which that one I honestly prefer, being a poster not of the box art but still themed to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I'm very proud that I got this one, and I hope to maybe get it signed by someone in particular, possibly during ABGC if they actually attend, but probably not though. Anyway, here's the schedule that I printed out before the event, which I didn't really need considering there was an app. That's okay. I also wrote down when the convention's starting times and ending times were because I was definitely going to need those. And now on to the more interesting things. We'll save the art for last, but we'll do the plushies first. I got this cute little Amy Rose that's bigger than the one that I currently own. I'd say about twice as much. He's adorable. Woo-woo. This I've been looking for a long time. During I forget if it's Gifts for Gamers or ABGC, but I came across a Luigi Pikachu in Luigi's clothes specifically,
during one of those conventions, and I really wanted to get it, but I was dirt poor at the time because I don't know, I forget why, but either way, I didn't get it, and I was too late to get it. But now that I have a Luigi Pikachu, I think there were bigger ones. I think the ones that I saw were bigger than this one, but it's okay. I'm just glad I actually have a Pikachu dressed as Luigi, and it's adorable, and I'm really glad I got it. So, and before I move on to the pixel art, we have three little waifu pillows. I've seen these before, but I never bothered to get them because I'm not sure. Here's Zelda from Breath of the Wild, soon to be outdated because of the long hair. Long hair is good. Quote me on that. Speaking of which, Futaba from Persona 5, which is getting a new game as well, and Tifa, who's also getting a new game as well. Uh, Three ladies who are getting brand new games, whether it's a sequel, a semi sequel, or a remake. Well, not semi sequel, more so just like remaster on the same console with new stuff. Like the golden version for Persona 4, except hopefully she'll be included more. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Before I move on to the pixel art, I also got this Toy Story 4 popcorn tin on the morning of Friday when I went to see Toy Story 4 at a movie theater a little ways away from the venue itself. I think about 20 minutes away. I'm not entirely sure. Like I got donuts. I was driving all the way around, and it was kind of boring because I had basically just misinterpreted the directions to get there, and well, I wouldn't say misinterpreted. I really wanted to be like first person on the parking lot, but I took it a little too far, and yeah, I was there for like 2 or 3 hours, and I regret doing that. And next time I will not do that. Anyway, um, let's see. Now I move on to the pixel art provided by all of it, mind you, provided by Pixel Perfect. And I love every single one of these pieces. Let's go with, let's see, the Danganronpa ones first. We have Tenko, who is vastly underrated, and I love her a lot, even though, yeah, even though her personality can be a little much for some people. Um, we have Proswagonist, well, semi-Proswagonist herself, because I think 2 years is enough to say that she's not technically the protagonist, but yeah. A little busy here. Sorry about that. I really should get a do not disturb sign on my door. uh, Kaede Akamatsu, the ultimate pianist. And now I move on to the three waifus of the games. Aoi Asahina from Danganronpa 1, Akane Awari from Danganronpa 2, and Yuiruma from Danganronpa 3. Very nice. I absolutely love them all. Now I move on to the Pokemon keychains with Oshawott, Turtwig, Fennekin, and Litten. And now we move on to the Super Smash Bros. Keychains with my main from Melee, Dr. Mario, my main from Brawl, Lucario, and newcomers, Daisy and King K. Rool, and this bugger, Banjo-Kazooie, the newest newcomer to Super Smash Bros. I was surprised I was able to actually get this guy before they sold out on him. And I'm really glad I did. Looking forward to playing as him this fall. And now, this little Rainbow Dash, which is adorable, and I love it. I think I have like one other Pixel Dash, but nice to add more to the collection. And now we move on to the main event. These art pieces provided by, let me get the card out, Terrence Leonard. I hope I pronounced that right. Terrence Leonard, freelance cartoonist and illustrator, who is on Twitter at the Terrence94, and I highly recommend their art, and you will see why momentarily. We have this great piece called Mario and Luigi Bowsette's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. This little thing says right here, does anyone actually play the extra games? No. Terrence. No one does. And believe you me, I tried. I tried. It's futile to play that. Now we have. This is probably my first Dragon Ball related piece of media that I've ever gotten, which is Android 21 in her Boo form, just enjoying some snacks and wanting to try and turn me into a snack. I don't know what I'd be. Maybe like chocolate cake piece. And now we have Spider Gwen. Not the movie Spider Gwen. Just like regular old Spider Gwen. Uh, yeah, hair's longer, better. No offense to movie Gwen, but hair. Anyway, let's move on to the bigger pieces with this amazing little piece, which I'm going to dub Best Friends, based on the video that was released after the direct, with DK, Diddy, King K. Rool, and Banjo. The rare boys and girl are back. And now we move on to the biggest piece of art that I got, Tifa Lockhart, Final Fantasy VII. Not the remake because it's a little different, but either way, there you go. Very nice. And now we move on to the piece de resistance, the creme de la creme. I commissioned a little piece of artwork before I left TooManyGames, and it was to be ready a little after TooManyGames, and yesterday I finally got it in the mail. This amazing piece of Dawn, Dash, and Piplup, basically being the Happy TooManyGames 2019, hope you enjoyed it and all that stuff. That is great. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to get more art from this person. So, I guess that's it. This was a pretty dang good haul, all things considered. I do have some regrets. Not getting better bags to carry everything is one. Um, but parking very early on, even though I had to wait like an hour, was very much worth it because carrying all this stuff out to my car is not fun. So making it as easy to do so as possible. Maybe next year at TooManyGames they could have like other cool stuff. The one thing that I regret not getting is a TooManyGames tote bag. I was originally going to get it, but I seem to have forgotten because, I don't know. Maybe I'll get one next year, and hopefully next year's theme might be related, I don't know, maybe Smash Brothers or something, because this year was Animal Crossing. I can't honestly imagine what next year's will be. Anyway, I've wasted your time long enough at about 12 minutes. Anyway, this is Blah6, and I look forward to seeing you all at BronyCon coming up this year, and possibly a Video Game Con or AVGC coming up in September. Peace.